Good afternoon, YouTubers. Tsquare with Tsquare Talks. I hope everybody's having a great night. It is Tuesday. Tonight, we're just going to do a live stream. We're going to talk a little bit about gold, silver, stocks, inflation, kind of some different topics, kind of a wide selection of topics, and kind of how I think they're all going to kind of tie together a little bit. I think it'll be a good show. I don't expect it to go super long, but you never really know. Sometimes some of these, you start out and then people get comments in there, and then it just kind of picks up and starts rolling, and then it goes into a smooth, good show. With that being said, I see we got Scott in the room right off the bat first tonight. How's it going tonight, Scott? Hope you're having a great night. We got 9:31. How's it going tonight? Hope you're having a great night. So let's see here, because I literally got a bunch of stuff that we're going to roll into tonight. I've got everything kind of set up. We're going to take a little bit of time. We're going to kind of look at some stuff going on in Venezuela. I really like looking at the photos and kind of showing it, because a lot of times it's one of the first things that I use when I'm talking to people that don't understand inflation. It's to some people out there. I mean, you guys, you've been following the channel for a long time. You understand what inflation is. You understand the key factors that kind of drive it. But today was an example. I was sitting there with another electrician, and he was putting in a couple lights, and we were just talking. And someone had said something to him, and he had asked me, he goes, well, how's gold doing? And at first I was kind of in my own little world, zoned out. And then I was like, gold? And then I said, you talking to me? He goes, yeah. I said, it's going good. I said it was, up to about 1850, 1860. He goes, that's like $50 higher than the last time we had talked. I said, yeah, it keeps going up. And it opened the door for, once you see something's gone up and maybe you didn't buy it, maybe it opens the door for people to want to kind of get into it a little bit now, whereas maybe they didn't before because they were questioning it. So that kind of got, and then in the talking, I had explained to him, and this kind of goes for anybody out there that might be on the fence of, what do I invest in? What do I put my money in? I mean, this is not financial advice. This is just, the way I look at things. I had a question the other night on here. How do I decide what cryptos to buy? How do I decide, what to buy really? What's going to go up? What's not going to go up? Okay, so one thing you've got to ask yourself, and this is the first thing I had asked him. I said, do you think the dollar is going to collapse in the near future? Or do you just think we're going to keep printing it and people will keep accepting it? And he said, he kind of don't really see the US dollar collapsing, but he can't imagine how something like that would happen. So I kind of had to talk a little bit about Venezuela, and I explained to him, I said, well, in Venezuela, they were the richest country in South America, and now they're the poorest. How does a country go from being the wealthiest to the poorest in kind of such a short time? What is up, DMZ? How are you tonight? Hope you're having a great night. And a lot of it comes down to just bad management of money. The same thing can happen to you or me. How does someone with a good job, maybe a good income, a nice house, a nice car, how does someone like that file for bankruptcy a few years later? You hear it happening all the time, but I don't think people really understand why. It's just bad management. They early on, they were able to keep juggling their debt, maybe keep buying and put it on debt. You know what? We can get this big house. It's not a big deal. We'll just make the minimum payment every month. It's a monthly payment. We can afford that. How about this car? How do we get this car? Well, you just make the minimum payment every month. Okay. Then you start upping it. Well, as you go down the line, these purchases, they require less and less backing. So obviously a house, you have the backing, the house backs your loan. If you don't pay, they'll take your house. Same with the car. You don't pay your car, they'll take your car. Everybody understands that. Credit cards, there's nothing. They're not going to come and take that pocketbook that you just bought or that new pair of jeans or sunglasses or whatever. So there's even less backing it. And, debt can be good in some ways. If you're utilizing the money to buy solid assets, then that's great. But if you're utilizing the money to buy kind of things that you just enjoy or that you just like, it's a bad thing. I have people ask me a lot too, well, I don't really have the money. I mean, you got money to be buying cryptos and stuff. I said, I didn't always have the money. I mean, I didn't have the money when I was literally working day after day, 7 days a week. I didn't have a lot of money to buy cryptos and stuff. I just got into it a little bit each day. I said, you just had a Starbucks coffee or you just ate out. There's a lot of little things that you can do to save money. And it's hard. I understand that. People don't want to give up those fun things. It literally takes a mindset change. It's something I really realized more when I was trying to focus on losing weight. I was going to the gym every day, and I noticed that, it's little changes. You cut out that Twinkie, you cut out that piece of candy, cut out that second dessert, little things like that. Well, the same thing is with money. It's a mindset. Cut out that whatever it is you're going to spend that extra few dollars on. And some people might joke with you and say, oh man, you're cheap, dude. You don't want to spend any money. And it's true in a way, but it comes down to those little things. But what it does is you take those little things and you start buying an ounce of silver here, a couple Shiba coins here, maybe an extra Doge coin there. And I mean, some of these assets are super cheap in my opinion. I mean, I understand gold is an expensive asset. He asked me a few questions. Well, how many ounces of gold you got? And I said, gold is not really the way to start. Gold is the way you finish. Big banks, they buy gold, but they've got the money. For someone new starting out, start off small. Start out with a mercury dime a day, 1 silver dime a day, 1 silver quarter a day if you can afford it. That's $5 a day. A silver dime is only $2 a day. A silver quarter is only $5 a day. Maybe an ounce of silver a week. There's a lot of little goals, and it's good to really be thinking about these goals. I literally will reset my goals almost every month. I will look and see. Did I keep up on these goals that I was trying to accomplish, or did I already choke and maybe I just need to let that goal go, start fresh on the first of the month? I mean, we've got only 2 weeks and then we're at the first of the month again. We're halfway through the month now. If you don't have any goals, it's a good time to start. Do a practice run on the 1st of December. And I'm going to probably talk about it again because come the first of the year, everybody wants to start out the first of the year with big goals. And some of them goals are astronomical. But if you set the goal too big, you may not achieve it. So that's the first thing when talking about getting into investing and stuff, if you want to start doing it. The first thing is pay attention. Take the little steps. Write down your goals that you want to accomplish. Write down your long-term goal. And then write down a couple of the little term goals that are going to help you achieve the long-term goals. That way you can kind of continue on. So with that being said, that's the first step. When you want to look into getting into investing, we're going to take a look now at some of the different types of stuff that you can invest in. If anybody has any questions, please comment in the comments, and I will get to all the comments. I like reading the comments. It does keep the show going, and it lets us talk about stuff you guys want to talk about. Let's see. I picked up 40 more ounces in the last 2 months. See, that's a good way of looking at it. Don't think about your long term. Think about the short term. 40 ounces, that's 10 ounces a week. So you've been doing really well because 10 ounces a week, you're talking about $280, give or take, depending on if you're really, that's $280 a week. You said 2 months. Let's see, 2 months. Okay, so 2 months, 40. So you did 20 ounces. So you did 500. You put away $500 a month. That's about $125 a week. We'll say 4 weeks in a month. So it's those little goals that really get you there. And I don't know if you have small goals to really say that, but each ounce you take today is going to accumulate a pile. I don't often say, I've never done a full stack video where I've showed everything I have. And maybe that's because some of my stuff is scattered in different types of investments. I've got my safety deposit boxes with some gold. I got a safety deposit box with silver. I've got stuff on Robinhood. I've got stuff on Coinbase. I've got stuff on Trust Wallet. I've got stuff all over. And, a lot of people just don't know how to get started. And really, it's just get started at little things. Make some small investments. Pick up a little here and there. Everyone, feel proud of yourself. When you achieve some ounces, I mean, that's an awesome accomplishment. To be able to say in 2 months you picked up 40 more ounces, you're talking 2 tubes of silver that you've got put up for whatever happens. Now, the next thing that I do talk a lot about is invest in stuff that you believe in. And what I mean by that is that kind of follow you. It's good to diversify into different stuff, I think, but I also think you've got to start somewhere. And the average person out there only has so much money to put into investments. So what I had explained to this individual was I said, okay, so the first thing you got to say is, do you want to invest because you think the dollar is going to collapse? Or do you want to invest because you think they're going to keep printing money and stuff is just going to keep going up in price? I mean, if you believe the dollar is going to collapse, then clearly gold and silver is for you. Silver as a starting point, down the road, work your way up to some gold. But get some silver under your belt first. If you believe they're going to keep printing money and assets are just going to keep going up astronomical, well, then maybe some crypto might be right for you. Maybe some land. Always, number one, in my opinion, would be have some extra food in your house. Food, only because I know some people don't view food as a actual investment, but in a way it is. It's an investment because you're going to have to buy it at some point. And if you've got a little extra of a stockpile already saved up and prices keep going up, it's only going to make it easier on you, first of all. Because that's really what investing is, in my opinion. Investing is being able to utilize your energy today to be able to withdraw tomorrow. And energy meaning whether that's work, whether that's money. If you're just saving dollar bills, well, you can't really extract that because there's no way of knowing what a dollar bill is going to be worth in the future. Yes, it will probably still be worth $1, but what will it buy you? What will you be able to purchase with that dollar? And once you realize these things, it makes investing in different stuff a whole lot easier. What is up, JV's Hangout? How are you tonight? Just stumbled across this channel. Awesome. Thank you so much. Please hit that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button. We talk a lot on here about different stuff, a lot about prepping, a wide range of different stuff. But silver and gold obviously has been a strong stand for the last probably 3 to 4 years. We've been talking heavy about that. Periodically we do giveaways. We haven't done them in a little while. I need to set up one pretty soon just because we haven't done any in a little while. But it's kind of just been so much going on. I think after Doge kind of went crazy, a lot of us got into Doge. That was good. I think a lot of us now are getting into Shiba. Go ahead in the comments. If you have any Shiba coin, put a comment in because Shiba's not a normal... People that invest in Shiba are not generally the same people that invest in gold and silver because they're kind of pointing you down 2 roads in a way that have a different ending. However, in the end, you might be able to say that both are the same because we're going to continue diluting the dollar. They're going to keep printing it, and as they print more and more of it, everything's going to go up. The gold's going to go up. The silver's going to go up. You know, your cryptos are going to go up. People are looking to get rid of the dollar almost. They're looking for an alternative. Speaking of alternative, I don't know if you guys saw the big news with Shiba, because right now mainstream is focusing that Shiba is kind of a waste of money. It's going down, and it has been going down. We went from 4 zeros and an 8 to 4 zeros and a 5, and it's been tipping that 4 mark a couple times. But here's the thing. What makes Bitcoin so good, in my opinion, for a lot of people, is that so many companies are starting to use Bitcoin as money. Well, I don't know if you heard AMC, who is huge in the meme platform, AMC stock, your Wall Street bets, your Reddit bets, they all basically have been emailing the CEO of AMC to start accepting Shiba. And he actually just put out a message yesterday that he talked to BitPay, and BitPay is actually going to start using Shiba as a payment method. And that's huge, especially with AMC, the largest movie theater chain in the country, is now going to start accepting Shiba coin as early as 2 weeks from now. And Shiba coin is super cheap. When you look at the price of Shiba, it's mind-blowing. And I don't see Shiba, in my personal opinion, as the long-term what I'm going to have my money in forever. You know, this is Shiba right now. This is a 1-year chart of it. And if you zoom in, I mean, it's been doing great. I mean, it's been doing amazing. 76 million% profits. That's like unheard of. But keep in mind, cryptos start at almost nothing. I mean, they're literally start at 9 zeros, a decimal point 90. So to have it now only have 4, I mean, it's not going to be a couple major events, I don't believe, before more people get on the bandwagon. And because Shiba coin is trending, I personally believe more companies are going to want to get in it to build up their fan base. And when they build up their fan base, they're in turn going to build up Shiba, because it's going to continue to grow and grow and grow. I mean, if you've been in this for a short time, let's say a month, yeah, you're still up 87% in the last month. However, a lot of people have been getting in more recently as big players have been selling their position. But you know what? With big players selling $1 billion in crypto at a time, this, I think, has been really holding its own. As more people get in, there's over 1 million wallets now. That's 1 million different people that have invested in Shiba. Now, I know what some people will say about, well, you realize the bulk of the coin are in the top 10 wallets or the top 20 wallets. And that's true, but that's okay. When Amazon came out, the bulk of Amazon's investments came from a handful of people. They were the ones that drove it. Not a lot of people got in Amazon. I mean, I was telling someone that today. Who wants to invest in a book company? Who even reads books? The future is not books. But what did Amazon do? Amazon built its chain and then adapted. And that's really something I think Shiba is going to do in the future. Right now they're a meme coin. They're a meme coin. There's nothing but popularity behind Shiba. And that's okay. Because what a lot of people don't count on and what a lot of people don't look at when you look at Shiba is the amount of coins that are out there. I mean, with Bitcoin, you only got 18.9 million with a cap of 21 million. That means if 21 million people all hold 1 Bitcoin, that's game over. There's no Bitcoin to buy. But as you come through down this list, that's why I've got this list on here. You got Ethereum, you've got 118 million. Ethereum 2, another 118 million. Binance, 166 million. You get down into Tether, you've got 73 billion. But Tether don't move. Tether's back to the dollar. It's pegged. It's a stable coin. It's always going to be $1. I mean, it's a good coin to, like, if you wanted to weather a storm. Let's say you had Bitcoin at $68,000 a Bitcoin. If only a week ago you took your Bitcoin and you traded it for Tether, you're still sitting on that $68,000. While everybody that held Bitcoin just lost. They went through the storm. Do I think it could go back up? Absolutely. But do I think other coins are going to be moving in as they continue to kind of surpass at some point Bitcoin? I know a lot of people say, oh no, Bitcoin can never be passed. It's worth $1 trillion. The next biggest is, 4.88 billion. I'm sorry, 488 billion. But as you scroll through, keep in mind what a lot of people aren't looking at. That's the coin count, the amount of coins. So as you roll through here, you got millions, billions, billions, billions. But then you come down here and you get down here to number 12 and you got Shiba. Well, Shiba's got 549 trillion. That's a lot of coins. It's a lot of coins. I know some people say, well, with that many coins, it can never go up. It's never going to be a dollar. We're not going to have quadrillions of dollars worth of crypto. And that's true. But keep in mind, every government around the world is printing more money. And keep in mind, Shiba is burning coins. Not a lot, but they're burning them every day. And as they continue to burn them, more people start to accept them. What do you think AMC is going to do? You think AMC, once they start accepting, is going to run out and cash in their coins every day? No, AMC is going to see the profits. There's a reason why Tesla has done so well. They jumped on the Bitcoin bandwagon. And now you've got other CEOs jumping on the crypto bandwagon. More and more people are going to put in their money into cryptos. Now, I don't think crypto is, unfortunately, the long-term play here. I know that's going to upset some people if you're big into crypto. But just like I did with Doge, you get in, you make some money, pull some of them returns, and divvy it up amongst other stuff. Make sure you put a little gold and silver in your pocket. Gold and silver will weather whatever storm comes. Will it go down? Yes. I mean, silver's down today, but you know what? My gas went down 20 cents a gallon today. I almost gassed up because I drove by and I said, wow, it dropped 20 cents. Because the dollar strengthened. They're talking about unleashing some of their reserves, which I question us unleashing our oil reserves, because if we do that and we need it, we won't have it. However, I'm not going to lie, I like cheap gas. I mean, it's expensive to fill up my truck every time I fill it up. But to think that something like Shiba can't go to a penny, a dime, I think that's crazy. And, I mean, there's huge amounts behind it. I mean, think about it. Right now, Shiba, all the Shibas in the world are worth $26.5 billion. Well, just today, it did $3.6 billion in trade. So $3.6 billion exchanged hands. Most of that was probably people that already made their profit and now they're getting out. And it's opening the door for a whole new set of people. And once new people get in, less people are going to be selling it, more people are going to be buying it, and then bam, we see another huge jump. And I think huge jumps are inevitable, that we're going to see it. Now, the show is not solely going to be talking about, obviously, Shiba. Taking a look at silver today. Silver, we had it. It did great. It got up to 25.40, and then all of a sudden it started coming down. And that's all right. We're going to see them kind of pullbacks. I mean, it closed the day at pretty much $25 flat. As it went down too low, a lot of people started buying it back up again. And I think it's going to continue to go up until one day we just see something crazy. Is the Federal Reserve going to taper, like some people say? I mean, I don't think they're going to want to raise interest rates. I don't think they're going to. I think they're just saying this to kick the can because they know if they raise interest rates, it's going to make it more painful for a lot of businesses that have been borrowing obscene amounts of money. These businesses are probably going to have to sell off their stock, kind of like Tesla did. Tesla just sold, $5 billion worth of his stock? And they said, he was paying his taxes with it, but his taxes were only like 1 point something billion. So I think Tesla sold Tesla because he even thinks it's overrated right now. I think he thinks that it's exceeded where it could be now. Does that necessarily mean it's going to fall? No, that don't mean that. I mean, I know today or yesterday or over the weekend, sometime the last day or two, Michael Berry, who became famous, a lot of you may have heard that name from The Big Short, but he got famous off of essentially shorting the housing market. Well, the housing market's not going to collapse. It never has. Why would it now? Well, he recognized that. And he went against everybody to the point where the stress got to him so much that once it was over and he made all of his investors' money, he quit his job. He said, I'm done with this. You all hated me a month ago. Now you love me that every one of you guys is a millionaire. Well, here he is coming out saying the same thing about Tesla and a lot of stocks. They're overrated right now. They're overplayed because you have the companies, instead of paying higher dividends, they're doing more stock buybacks. They're buying their stock back, which is essentially tightening up their stock. If no one is willing to sell Tesla, then Tesla couldn't fall because there's no one there to sell it. But when people start unloading it, or the largest holder unloads a lot of it, you can expect it's going to fall. And that's kind of why I like Shiba, because a lot of people, that the big investors that have been in it, have been holding it. Now they just sold and we didn't see a big drop. Literally 83% are buys right now. So that's one of the reasons I'm really big on Shiba. And I've got a lot of it. I mean, I'm backing up the truck. Every day I am putting as much as I can. I'm squeezing into it. Literally, cut that soda out, drink water, and there's $3. $3 may not sound like much, but hey, it's another 30,000 Shiba coins. It will add up little by little. Moving on, taking a look at gold. Gold today, closing out the day at 1856 roughly. We seen it go up and then we had a big pullback again. I don't believe these pullbacks can last forever, ever. Taking a look at the stock market. Stock market to me is just one huge bubble. Closing the day up. You're looking at the Dow Jones right now, closing the day up 54 points, or 0.15%, ending the day at 36,142 points. Not much to say there, except for when you look at it, it just looks like a big bubble to me as it continues to climb. Is this going to go straight vertical at some point? Well, here's the thing. If government keeps printing money, it could. There's no saying that it can't. Moving on, taking a quick look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ closing out the day up about 0.75% or 0.76%, up 120 points, ending the day at 15,973. Moving on, a lot of people don't understand how inflation works. The more government prints money, the more the value of that money comes down. The less you can buy with that money because everything else is going up. The less Shiba coins you can buy with that money, the less gold you can buy with that money, the less silver you can buy with that money. And that goes for anything. The less food you can buy with that money. And that's why I'm so big at using some of these visual references that you can pull up in Venezuela, because people don't understand. This is a photo right here of all this money for this one chicken. I mean, think of that. That's absurd. Here's another one. When you compare, and these are at different time frames, so obviously different. Am I going to get the photo that I just seen? No. I guess I'm not going to get the photo. Different time frames are going to have different levels too. Because as things get worse in Venezuela, literally you get less for your money because they keep printing it like crazy. And, everybody's looking for someone to blame, but obviously it's overspending in the government. A lot of the people from the channel, you guys that have been following me know that, because we've been talking about this for a little while. A lot of people on the channel have already stocked up on some food. We've done videos on how to preserve food for a long period of time and all the different stuff. And so knowing this makes a big difference because it prepares you for what's coming down the road. I love looking at this, all this cash for this little thing of tomatoes. All this cash for this little thing of toilet paper. What's this one? Looks like a little pack of pasta. Think about that. A little pack of pasta here in the U.S. You pick this up for under $1. This keeps for a long time. It's dry. It's dry pasta. And then if you seal it properly, if you put it in like a canning jar, or you put it in a airtight Mylar bag with an oxygen absorber. I mean, there's a lot of ways to keep this stuff for a long period of time. And so I think people really need to consider if you don't have any food stockpiled, and by stockpiled, it's not a bad thing. Our families in the old days used to do that. Our grandparents, they used to always stockpile food. And now they want to make it out like it's a bad thing. Oh, you're a hoarder. You're a prepper. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad word. And, so knowing this stuff makes a big difference, and preparing for it makes a big difference. So let's comb through some of the comments here, see who's in the room, what we're talking about. Let's see here. Let me get caught up. I know I'm a little behind on the comments. Don't take it personal. If you put a comment in and I didn't see it yet, don't take offense to it. I'm going to get to it. As far as crypto goes, I'm like 90% into Ethereum. I think it will continue to do great. I think Ethereum will continue to do great because I think a lot of people are moving away from Bitcoin now, because Bitcoin's future, in my opinion, does not look bright. I hate to say it like that. Bitcoin, it has a great structure in terms of it already has a lot of merchants behind it. But Ethereum, it's got less in fees. And as other coins that are Ethereum base kind of get popular, it's burning a lot of Ethereum. And that's why, like, when Shiba coin skyrocketed, look at all the Ethereum that was getting burned when literally they had $10 billion a day trade hands on Shiba, and that's Ethereum base. So it does move a lot of that Ethereum and destroy it. I can agree with you somewhat. I like silver because it's a safer. But for crypto, if there was a crypto I'd invest in long term, it would be Ethereum. And other than that, maybe some Cardano. I really like both of them. Okay, well, here's the thing, too, that I look at. Let's hypothetically say you've got, I guess everybody's financial situation is going to be different. That's why a lot of people don't want to give financial advice, because everybody's situation is going to be different. That, and they want to cover their butt, essentially. He said buy Shiba. No, I didn't. No, I didn't say buy Shiba. I said I buy Shiba. But with that being said, I see Adam got Shiba. Adam said, I got Shiba. With that being said, what's more likely for a minute? Think of this. You said you like silver. Let me read that comment back exactly. I can agree somewhat. I like silver. Okay, so silver is safer. We agree on that. But what do you think's more likely? Do you think gold is going to double and go to 4,000, or do you think silver can double and go to 50? I think it's more likely we could see silver go to 50 before gold goes to 4,000. It's the law of how much money people have, and if the money starts pouring in, where's it going to go? A lot of people are going to look at a $2,000 coin and they're not going to want to spend the money. But if they look at a $25 ounce of silver, they'll buy that. Well, the same play is going to happen with Bitcoin and Ethereum, we'll say. A lot of people are already looking at 60, it was up to 68, 69,000. Who can afford a full Bitcoin? Not many people. But a lot of people, if they really scrinched and saved, a good amount of people could afford an Ethereum token at $4,000 roughly. But now let's flip the script a little smaller and look at Shiba. Do you think 4,000 is going to go to 8,000 before Shiba's 0.00005 goes to 0.0001? To me, that's a no-brainer on that one. So I agree with you on the cryptos you chose, because I think Ethereum is a safe play, too. I think Cardano is another great coin that a lot of people are getting into. It's reasonably priced. A lot of people can afford Cardano right now. But in my personal opinion, if I put even 10% of my money on Shiba, to say Shiba doubling, I would say is an easy call. And I've even gone a step further, and I've put way more on Shiba than I should, because I've been constantly buying. And basically, I've got two plans in mind. One, don't get greedy, and when it doubles, take half your money out and go back to other stuff. And if it doubled and you took half your money out, you just got all your money back. And on the flip side of that is greed sets in, and then I'm going to hold it all in there. And hopefully it pays off, but that's where you can really run into a wall when it comes down. And I like the fact that more people are getting on board with this. A lot of your Wall Street bets are buying Shiba. A lot of these young kids that drove GameStop up, that drove Dogecoin up, that drove AMC up. Come here. That drove these companies up. My dog's sitting here wanting to go out, so I'm kind of trying to keep her company for a few more minutes. That drove these things up. Literally, you never know what could happen. They could drive Shiba up. So moving down in the comments, I agree on investing in what you know about. Obviously, if you don't know about something, I mean, it's not wise to get into. Just because some YouTuber said it, I'm not a professional. I tell you guys what I invest in, and I think I've done fairly well. I've hit some good stuff. I've hit some bad stuff. It does happen. But at the end of the day, everybody should put a little effort into at least understanding a little bit about what they're buying. But see, the thing I like the most about silver, too, is silver's been money since the test of time. It's not going anywhere. That is the ultimate safest play there is, I think. The only way you can go wrong is either you buy something that's extremely collectible and it plummets, or you buy something at an extremely high premium and you don't recoup that. Moving fast, so I move a lot of it to some other speculative plays. As soon as I did, 2 days later, it shot up to $5. And now it's around 11. Wow, that's a nice hit. That's a really nice hit. You did really well with that. Speculative can be good, but don't confuse, that with gambling. No gambling, the difference between an educated investment and a gamble. Because, a lot of younger people right now are moving into gambling, and gambling is great. My son showed me one. I don't know what it was called. Something, I think it was called Crash. It was basically you bet parts of your Bitcoin and there's a line and it just keeps going up until in a blink of an eye, it drops and it's game over. Once it crashes, you've lost, and you can bet whatever you want. So let's say you bet $5 and it goes up and you say, okay, I want to get out here, but it keeps going. Well, you got out here. But if you say, okay, I'm going to get out, and then it crashes, you didn't get out, you lost it. And I've seen sometimes where it crashed in like 1 second. But you never know. It's not every time. If it did it every time, then nobody would play it. But a lot of these speculative coins, I mean, there's 14,000 cryptos. It's hard to know everything. Your biggest returns, like Shiba, you would have had to have got to get 79 million % returns. You would have had to got in at the beginning when nobody liked it. I got some Solana. I hate that one. I'm horrible at. I need to memorize how they pronounce that. And Cardano, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Then the rest. Those are big names. I think Bitcoin, personally, I think it's overpriced right now, and I think it could bite a lot of people, but it's coming down. I mean, is it going to jump back up, or is it every time it gets up into the high 60s, it wants to have a pullback because people aren't willing to pay that much? We've already talked a little bit about Cardano. We've talked about Ethereum. I don't know much about that. Solana. I barely even know how to say it right. Let's see. I'm thinking about buying some Cardano. All of the coins are down right now. Yeah, I mean, we've got a big down. However, I think a lot of people are going to invest tonight, tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit more of a pullback. I hate to say that. I mean, but it could happen. However, that's me guessing. There's nothing backing that statement of more pullback. But who knows? We'll see. All complicated physical assets are complicated. Many physical metals. I would consider a long-term investment since you can't just sell it everywhere. Okay, so I've talked about this one before. I've never had a problem selling silver. I've never had a problem selling silver, and I've never had a problem buying silver. I have a standing invitation with most of my friends. I will always give spot price for any silver. unless it's fake. If you bought it on eBay and you try to pass off a fake coin to me and I spot it, I'm not interested. I'm not going to be the one holding the bag when it all comes crashing down. There's a lot of fakes out there when it gets into precious metals. Dylan, what's up, buddy? How are you tonight? Hope you're having a great night. I'm trying to think how you pronounce that. Sneeze? I'm horrible at pronouncing some names, so I apologize. Let's see. Not a bad idea, Scott. Yeah, I mean, right now we've had a nice pullback. I mean, I bought a bunch more Shiba today. I'm not buying any more Doge right now. I still have what I have. I've already sold out, taken all my money back out of it. I'm still holding maybe $1,000 worth at most. Nothing major. But I left a little bit in there just because a lot of people are like, dude, you can't totally get out of it. What if it goes to $1? Okay. I'll give it that. You never know. Let's see here. I really like the Bitcoin. Ship has sailed. And that's the thing. I think the ship sailed on Bitcoin. Scrolling through. Let's see. Yeah. I did that with Shiba. I took my initial investment out. Now I'm playing with the house money. And that you can't go wrong when you do that. You'll always have a share. Come here. And you can't go wrong by taking out profits. Let's see. Scrolling through. Let's see. I bought at least 10 just to have it and hold it. I don't think Shiba will be at 1% for a while. I'm holding 370,000, so I don't care too much. I honestly won't even sell it if it's at a quarter. A quarter. Only in it for life-changing money. I'm in it for a lot. Literally tens and tens and tens of millions of shares. I'm not in it for... I'm in it for life-changing money. But my goal that I want to see is 1 cent. If I see 1 cent, then I for sure will probably be taking some profits. My goal is to get over 100 million shares of it before it explodes during tax time. You can mark this. I should have said this in the beginning of the video. I expect that we're going to see, my personal opinion, big jump right around tax time next year. I think sometimes in December or January, we're going to have it on Robinhood, and that's going to give it a big pump. And then I think it's going to follow the footsteps of Doge, to be honest. Hey, stop. Go lay down. Let's see. Don't overdo Solana. Though, let's see. Scrolling through. Actually, I just jumped. I had a contract for it 2 weeks before it exploded. Oh, no. That's rough whenever you have contracts like that. That can kind of burn you. If you don't own any, just wait until this bull circle is over to load up around 2025. I missed out on AMC. Let's see. We'll check it out for sure. I'm kind of reading through the comments. I'm caught back up now. Let's see. I panic sold when it dropped real quick, and then bought more. Lucid went up like crazy today. I think Lucid, is that the new car company that's gonna supposedly rival Tesla? If it is, I'm pretty sure it was Lucid. That's backed by Amazon and Ford. And that's going to get crazy because I can't even believe that it's up that high. and they haven't even sold a car yet. They have no income generated. Everything is speculative on that right now. But then again, everything in cryptos is speculative. Stock market has taught it's easy to make a lot of money, and it's easy to lose a lot of money. And what it really's done is made it to where a lot of people don't want to go to work. Why go to work when you can lay in bed, punch a few keys on your phone, and make money? Well, that's great until it comes to an end. And it was like that during the Great Depression, too. Well, before the Great Depression, I should say. The 1920s, literally, people that knew nothing about stocks were experts. Everybody was an expert. It's kind of like cryptos right now. Every YouTuber is an expert, including myself. Everybody thinks they're an expert, when really, it's easy to be an expert when everything is going up. Try to be an expert when everything's crashing, and then see what happens. That's when the real wake-ups come in. A lot of people have got on this bandwagon early, played the ride. They've made a lot of money off cryptos. They've made a lot of fame off cryptos. Me, I got lucky a couple times. Doge was definitely luck. But Doge seemed, when I looked at Doge, what really got me looking at Doge that I thought was so impressive about it is this right here. And I'm going to show you guys. The same thing I seen with Doge is the same thing that I see with Shiba. You comb down this list and you look at these values of these different cryptos, and what do you see? 60,000, 4,000, 4,000, 580, $1, 216, $1.85, $1.08, $40, $24. What's this? 0.00000485? The heck? Why is it so cheap? You see what I'm saying? A lot of people look at that. Now, I know why it's so cheap. It's so cheap because there's 550 trillion coins. To be exact, 549.1 trillion coins. I didn't say that 0.1, but I mean, right there, that price, though, just seems way out of place. The cheapest coin around it is 24 cents. A lot of people are going to see that, and they're going to be like, you know what? That doesn't belong here. That should have a higher price tag on it. And a lot of people are going to start putting money in. But right now, who has money? It's Christmas time. It's getting into, I won't say it's Christmas time, but it's getting into Christmas time. You know, come tax time, beginning of the year, a lot of people are going to want to put money in. Scrolling through, the money weighed more than the entire chicken. Yeah, and that's what's funny. I mean, literally, the money is no different than a piece of paper at this point over there. And what do? They're breaking off flakes of gold, little pieces of silver. They're doing whatever they got to do to get the food. And if you're a food dealer and someone comes in with a big pile of cash, and then someone else comes in with a little piece of silver or a little piece of gold, they'll take the silver and the gold. Because the same thing that I was talking to someone today about with China. China knows what they're doing. China's loaning cash to companies, but they don't want their money back in cash now. They're loaning it to countries like Venezuela. We want it back in oil. So here's what we'll do. We're going to loan you, I'm going to use small numbers just to help everybody out, but they're loaning billions. I'll loan you $1,000, but instead of giving me $100 a month for the next 10 months, what's oil at? Oil's at 80. I'll tell you what, I'll take it in oil, and you can just give me $100 worth of oil every month, but not in oil, not in dollars figures. They want it in, if a barrel of oil hypothetically is 50, which these are fictitious numbers, we want 2 barrels of oil every month for the next 10 months. Well, that's $100 at today's cost. So a lot of countries are saying yes. And then some countries will say, no, because what if oil goes up? Well, what if oil goes down? You make out. It's a twist toss. I'm giving you the money today at what it's worth today. I want oil. You can give me the oil back, but you can either give me the oil today or you can give me the oil in a year from now. Well, law of averages is everything's going to be more in a year from now. It's inevitable. But people don't realize that. They're not looking at the long game. I would rather have a fixed item instead of a dollar amount of an item. I'm trying to think of other ways to say that. Instead of buying a gift certificate for a dozen of eggs, or I'm sorry, instead of buying a $3, let's say I get a dozen eggs every week from someone, it's $3 a dozen. I'd rather buy my dozens, give them all the money today, and say, okay, here's what I want. I want to pay you today, but I want a dozen eggs every week for the next 52 weeks. And a lot of people will bite on that. You're going to give me my money today, and I give you a dozen eggs every week for the next 52 weeks? Of course. But I want my dozen eggs. If things get bad and you don't have a lot of eggs, I want my eggs. And this is an example of deals that I have done with people. I mean, I don't want my money back in a year from now. I mean, it will be worth less. And I really don't even want interest because who knows how bad the dollar can go down in value. But a lot of people just don't realize the way this is happening. Scrolling through the comments, we got a lot of people using their coins, a lot of people betting their coins, their T-coin. So that's cool. What is up, Silver Wolverine? I see we got Silver Wolverine. JV's Hangouts just subbed you. Thank you so much. Man, I didn't hear it go off either. That's bumming. Usually when someone hits the sub button, we have some crazy thing that takes over the computer. But it only happens when someone subs during a live stream. Well, I hear it if someone subs at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. I hear Bruce Willis holler over my intercom. Which is kind of funny. And you'll only, if you've heard it before, you've heard it. If you haven't, it's basically, now I forgot the name of the movie. Bruce Willis, yippee-ki-yay, welcome to the party, pal. So I have that on my speakers, and every time someone hits sub, I hear it loud and clear. Sometimes I've had some kids, they like to tease me, and they'll make 5 accounts and they'll sub them all in the middle of the night as a joke, and that's cool with me. I don't mind. I mean, I think it's great to have another number there. Let's see, Tsquare Talk, but it only does it the first time someone subs. So if someone unsubs and resubs, it won't do it. Tsquare Talk, did you get any of my messages today on Instagram? No. But I did read the article. I did read the article that you sent me the other night about AMC, and that's why I send that to a lot of friends. I think that's going to be huge in roughly, basically, a couple months. We should see it on there. First quarter. Quarter 1 is payment. Yep. Scrolling through. By the way, man, T is up in the chart reading previous charts. He will catch up on the... Yeah, I'm behind a little on the comments, but I do always get caught up, and then I start wrapping up the show once I get caught up with the subs. That's usually when I wind down. That usually always ends right about an hour, so I'm probably about 7 minutes away from wrapping up the show. Yes, Lucid, I was buying it when it was SPAC, called CCIV. Nice. And you've probably done really well because it did really well from what I heard today. I heard it was like 80 and then it went up to like 150 or something. I'm liking NFTs. I haven't gotten into the NFT thing yet. I need to look a little more into it. However, I personally... so far, I haven't gotten into it. I know a lot of people are getting into it. I think the NFT thing is going to eventually, and the tokens are going to eventually get us into a new way of banking with our house, basically. So I own my own home. The bank basically would tokenize my house, and my house would now be worth so many tokens. And if I need the money, that's okay. I can just go spend whatever I need. I want to buy a car. That's okay. I just spend some of the tokens on my house. And eventually, I've got to buy those tokens back in the house. And if they don't want to sell the tokens back, that's where the problems can arise. I've been reading a lot about this theory, and banks have been looking at this thoroughly. It's a scary thought because, there's no contract there. You sell your tokens. You sold your tokens in your house. Now they own a portion of your house. And that's great if you own more than 50% of your house or your tokens in your house. But who knows? If a house goes up in value, the tokens go up in value, and then you're forced to buy back those tokens at a higher price. At a certain point, I would probably just be like, you know what? I'll just sell you my tokens then, and hope somebody will buy them, or it will drive the price down essentially. So who knows? It's going to be an interesting play how some of this works out. People will buy Shiba just because it's so cheap. They will want it just to have it. And that's exactly what I think will happen. And I know some people are like, well, it's cheap now, but what happens when it goes to a penny or a quarter? You know, even at a penny or a quarter, keep in mind, coins are getting burned every day. Every day there's less and less of them. And some people won't sell until the number. If you got in at a penny, you ain't selling for a penny. If you got in at 9 zeros, then you might be willing to sell. But who knows how this is going to play out. It's going to really cause some big upsets in the market. Bitcoin went through those big upsets. That's why we saw $60,000, then we saw 15, 9,000. You know, but keep in mind, if the price gets up there, let's say Shiba goes to a penny and someone unloads it, well, now there's incentive. You better be careful. If you're holding a lot, $1 million worth, say, because the price went up so much, you may want to be quick to dump it, or you run the risk of it being worth a whole lot less. You know, so who knows? It's going to be interesting how some of this plays out. Scrolling through, how many watch hours am I at, T? You know, I haven't even looked at the watch hours in forever. I'll go check it. Just curious. Welcome to the party, pal. Yeah. Yep. I enjoyed it. I will definitely watch again. Yeah, we usually do live videos. Usually if we do a live video, it's on a Tuesday or a Thursday. But we post a video Monday through Friday. It's different topics. Someday it's a package opening. Someday it's my thoughts on stuff. Someday it's, you know, maybe just showing some silver that I picked up, a recipe that I cooked up. I thank everybody that is subscribed to the channel. We are really growing the channel a lot, so thank you guys. We've got a lot of different playlists, whether it's package opening. We have a great deal with Bulltide. So some of y'all know who Bulltide is. He is with Universal Coin and Bullion. He's a good friend of mine. He really hooks up the people that call him about on silver. He had some silver. I don't know how many of you guys talked to him last week. I don't know if he still got the special. 50 cents over spot. 50 cents. This is a reputable, this is one of the largest growing silver and gold companies in the U.S. They are based out of Beaumont, Texas, which is only a couple hours from where I'm at. But if you click on any of the Universal Coin and Bullion videos, his direct work number is in the bottom. You can call him Monday through Friday between the hours of like 9 and 4. Call him up, say, hey, you got any specials right now? You don't have to buy a lot. Put in a small amount, put in a big amount, whatever. He gets a lot of cool stuff. A lot of times he includes some little free trinkets sometimes in there, especially if you've already built up a reputation with him. He follows the channel a lot, so you'll see him in a lot of the comments. Almost every one of these videos up here, you will see him on that he's commented. We do a lot of prepping, so if you want to learn what you can prep, how to prep, homesteading, if you want to learn how to raise chickens, that type of stuff, gardening, coin roll hunting, cooking. These are all recipes that I've made. I love doing a lot of cooking. I still keep my unboxing videos of Provident back when my Provident days, when they were my #1 bullion dealer until they got bought out by SB. Is it SB Bullion? I think SD Bullion, or they got bought out by somebody. And now I don't think their deals are quite as good, but we got some great unboxing videos, a lot of good cooking videos. A lot of people like hunting bills and trading in these, you know, silver certificates, these star notes. They'll trade them in. I recently traded my entire everything. All my star notes, all my bills, anything paper money that I was saving, I have traded it all in. I traded it with someone for some silver, and it was a great deal, I thought, you know, because on the average bill, you get a good 4-to-1 easy, I think, a 4-to-1 ratio, 3-to-1, depending on the bill. I mean, obviously, a plain $20 star note, you're not going to get 4-to-1. No one's going to pay you $80 for a $20 star note. but you get a $1 star note. A lot of people will pay $3, $4. You get a $2 star note or a $2 silver certificate. A lot of people like those. So definitely a lot of great videos for you guys to kind of check out and follow. Moving on real quick, because I know Adam just asked, what is my points at? Let me see. I haven't even looked at that in a while. So let's pull that up real quick. For a lot of people can probably see loyalty points. And we're going to put them in order so we can see. Adam, you are number 2 right now behind Chris B with 12,365 loyalty points or T-coin with 361 watch hours. There's a few people that might have more than you in watch hours, but it probably won't registered as that, as you can see here, because some people have lost their accounts and then they started over. I know New Marshall was up there, and he's only showing 82, but his old one, I've thought about going in and merging some of these older ones. Let's see here if I can find an example of one. Some of them I've already started merging. I can't find a good example of one right now. But a lot of people have watch hours. They don't have the points because they don't use the account anymore. They basically transferred their points and wasn't really worried about their watch hours. So I'm scrolling back over here. So we are going to start wrapping up the show. Let's see here. Good community here. Looking forward to seeing you guys again. Thank you all. Yeah, we have a great group of people. We didn't have a lot on tonight. It was kind of a little slow tonight. So with that being said, we are going to wrap up the show. JV's Hangout, it was great having you here tonight. Thank you so much for stopping in. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button, buddy. Hope you have a great night. Adam Stacks, you have a great night, buddy. Oh, JV, go ahead and check out our Discord. I don't know if anybody posted it in the thing, in the comments, but we have a great Discord under Tsquare Talk. A lot of people that are buying, selling, trading different stuff. It's a great opportunity. You know, sometimes people put up stuff. Hey, I'm looking for some Mercury dimes. Can anybody help me out? A great group of people on there. Once you get interacting with people, it's a great way to just really get in touch with a lot of people from around the area. Adam Stacks, hope you have a great night. DMZ, hope you have a great night. Silver Wolverine, I hope you have a great night. Tsquare, okay, yeah, I read that one already. 931, hope you have a great night. Scott, I hope you have a great night, buddy. Let's see, who else do we have in here right now? I don't see, like I said, I don't see a lot of people. If you didn't hear me and you want to shout out, I see more people watching than are actually in the comments. Some people don't comment. I've got one friend. This was something, I don't even understand this. He went on one of my videos and he tried posting a comment. He said he watches me live sometime. And I said, what? And then I looked at his phone and I went and he couldn't leave comments on any videos. And I said, I don't understand why that is. So who knows? But with that being said, we are going to wrap up. I hope everybody has a great night. Please stop in again tomorrow. Check out the video. We'll have another great video up for you tomorrow and the rest of the week up until Friday. Friday night, we'll have another good video. And then the weekend, I usually kind of use the weekend to kind of catch up on stuff. So with that being said, we are going to wrap up. I thank you all for watching. And you guys have a great night. Take care, everybody. And I will see you guys again next time on Tsquare Talk. Thanks for watching, everybody, and thank you for all the new people that stopped in. Take care.